The final series of the HGC League play is happening right now, and Fnatic, they're trying to go out in style. We've gotten a Rexstar and we've gotten a Kerrigan here as they're currently up 2-0 over the Playing Ducks.
At this point, I think we should just start getting some requests from people. Like, it
Lava
looks
Wave
pretty fun.
Ragnaros. Finally?
We don't get any requests, which is a good thing. So we have also seen a role swap with Smexino all of a sudden on the front line on Arthas.
And tank.
Yeah, we'll be actually playing the support here for the team. So, of course, a lot of the guys have played the second support for a while, but not really the main support. Now we're looking at the potential last map. Fnatic is currently 18-0 in their map score. And when we talk about everything that happened ever since they lost to the Playing Ducks the last time, which was at the last game of part 1 of phase 2, they are now 34-2.
Pretty darn outstanding, man.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and look at some tweets here as we continue to get some tweets flowing in from you guys. Your favorite memories of 2017. This isn't a memory tweet. This is a Matt tweet, apparently. To count to 22,700,000 in 9 hours, you would have to count roughly 700 numbers each second.
Easy.
Wow.
No, but seriously, like, I was really interested earlier, so I think it's pretty funny that someone followed that up and calculated that through, but thank you very much. That's actually...
J-Web's got you, man.
It's actually interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. So it seems pretty possible. We'll have to do that sometime. We'll let you go ahead and count all the way up to 27 million, see how long
I mean,
it
I
takes
talk
you.
fast. I don't talk that fast.
It's pretty ridiculous. 700 numbers for a second? My golly. That's,
no.
Can you even think of it? Like, I can't... 1, 2, 3. Like, I can't even get, like, 1, 2, 3 out in a second. Another tweet here. I was wondering why YouTube was recommending music videos lately. It turns out it's because I watched Fnatic Quack Street Boys video. That was a good memory for this season.
Yeah.
Good times.
That was actually really, that's a really good point. We were asking earlier for you guys to send us in some suggestion of what you thought was the best moment in HGC 2017. And the Quack Street Boys, the video, that was pretty amazing.
That was a good moment, yeah.
That was a good one. Booby's dancing skills, Shrimpy just like sitting there the entire time. It was really cool.
I think another one, too, just think about a North American one, was seeing Roll20 come out with their trademark composition and beat MVP Black that handedly. With the Diablo Medivh. That was a good one, too. There's been a lot of good moments. To be honest,
at that moment, I think a lot of people in the Western scene were just sitting there. I was like, in your face, MVP Black. You give them the best comp, you disrespect them that much. There you go, you get punished for it. And that turned everything around. From that point, MVP Black immediately said, like, all right, we're not going to do that again.
Yeah, that was a kick in the rear that they needed. And that makes it even more exciting as we get ready for BlizzCon. A few more weeks here for the HGC finals that will be heading. But again, we are currently in this series between the Playing Ducks and Fnatic. Fnatic is up 2-0. We got to see the Rexstar play in game number 1 if you do want to watch that replay. It's a fun one to watch. It'll be on Sky Temple. And then Kerrigan on Infernal Shrines, and Shwimpy, Arthas, and Diablo. So much displacement that the Playing Ducks just couldn't handle the pressure coming at them.
Exactly, and now we're of course heading into the third map, which could also be the last map of the series and the last map for HGC Europe, for the regular league play at least, for 2017. We have playoffs coming up pretty soon, of course, the Crucible as well, Open Division playoffs at 2, and BlizzCon.
And one last shout out from Fnatic, too, if they win. Let's go ahead. Let's go to game number 3 here. Which battleground will it be? It's going to be Cursed Hollow. Fnatic with the choice of Playing Ducks. We'll go ahead and stay on the train here of taking first pick.
I don't know why, but I would have loved to see Braxis on this one. But I'm okay with Curse. Curse is fine. Curse is the good old stable map. It's like standard map. Absolutely awesome. Double boss. Yeah, the Curse has a lot of strategy involved on the map since you can a lot of the objectives slide if you get a value somewhere else on the map. So we're going to head into the draft soon. But that's a really good one to have our potential last match here. But you could still see the Ducks starting a comeback here and breaking the win streak that Fnatic currently holds.
The win streak that Fnatic currently holds. Could Playing Ducks come out here and stop that? It's time to get this draft started. I want to find out if they're going to be able to do it. One thing you can expect here, though, Voila, Hungering Arrow build here from the Playing Ducks. They love controlling the double boss plays, and they go for it more often than any other team here in Europe. They love to just go ahead and push that bottom lane, have your top lane pushing in from the other side here, and just kind of split you consistently. Exactly.
So we're going to see that most likely from Chris, but there's a... I'm pretty sure that we're going to get some kind of little surprise on the side of Fnatic. After they've judged on Rexstar and Kerrigan, I want to see what the last pick is going to be this time, because I think that's where the surprise is going to kick in.
Pure meta now in game number 3. That's all it's going to be.
I don't think
You're going to get shut down, man.
Nah. What do you think it's going to be?
Maybe 3 globals. False at Dahak up right wing. Curse Hollow?
I have a different suggestion. Yeah, exactly. I think what you're thinking too.
Are you thinking it starts with an A, ends with Zamadan?
No. I was actually thinking, like, they said in the past at a couple of tournaments that they had a few strategies prepared that they were never really able to play, and we never really knew, okay, is that just something where they want to keep their opponents on their toes or real? But I think they could throw, like, I would not put it past them at this point that Wooby throws out a Murky.
Oh yeah, he did discuss that a little bit.
It was a while ago. It was a long time ago.
But
I mean, it's not really something that I would expect them to throw out there every now and then. But if this setup, if they're just saying like, yeah, why not? They played it ages ago and they openly talked about it. So maybe no.
Well, we're gonna start the draft with normal bans here. HGC taken away from the Playing Ducks as Fnatic will look to highlight the Tassadar, which is one of their mainstays for bans. Oh,
don't ban him. No, Wooby, you misunderstand.
We might see a Murky.
Exactly. I mean, we saw a Murky.
Fnatic, you trolls, man.
I mean, the prediction was already spot on.
Now I'm just staring at it.
We just saw him.
Yeah, now I'm just staring at it, man. I'm like,
I mean, the opening of the draft is going to be pretty much standard. I would not expect them to change anything up there. Usually they pick on the last pick then something that is a bit out of the ordinary. But yeah, for now, let's see what's going to be. Still running that down, and they actually ban out Illidan here. Okay, so might be afraid of a bit of a super snowbally composition here, but they let Tassadar go through the draft, and that might be something that the Ducks are picking up. It's Abathur instead, leaving Tassadar open. So that opens up a whole new can of worms, because we always talk about ETC, about Genji, and also about Uther. So all these comps have already been shut down as ETC gets banned out. But now that we're having Abathur being chosen as the first pick, you could go into Tracer compositions, you can get just Tassadar at the start, and then later on get a Vala into play, for example. So that opened up a whole new level of what we could see in terms of composition for Fnatic.
And now I'm just curious to see what happens. But ban on Illidan usually yells to me, okay, we want to have a solo laner that doesn't want to get pushed in, that can at least handle something that comes your way. Because Illidan, if he finds that off laner that is going to be pushed in and they have no way to contest him, he will break your turrets down.
Like Murky.
Like Murky. Murky, Valera, heroes that will do really, really poor in lane. I mean, it's true. That's not wrong. That is not wrong.
I mean, of course, at this point, it's just because we're expecting Fnatic to show something a little bit crazy. And I think that just ruined our chances of that happening.
Ducks picking up the Abbott there, man. That puts Fnatic on a route here and a move into Dahaka.
Oh, Dahaka. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Because that's probably going to be Wooby regardless. I mean, even if they swap around a couple of roles again. But once more, let's see what the Ducks are actually doing here. Because we have now Abathur, we have a Nubarak, so they're already going for heavy dive, and Rhaegar is taken as well. Uther on one hand, Rhaegar on the other, so you're splitting the two best tanks, the two best supports that we have right now. And with that as our starting point, let's see what Fnatic is going to ban out here. It's all about the damage, of course, so I suppose if they don't pick Vala themselves, there's a chance that they ban Vala out. I could have seen them go into Genji, actually, with Uther in their setup. I could have seen that actually as a pick on their part. If anything, I would have assumed that the Ducks are going to ban out Genji.
Seems Fnatic has a plan here not to even go into the Genji, and they don't want to have it pop up as a possibility.
Yeah, the problem is, like, if you play Murky and Genji gets the resets the entire time, that can just ruin your day.
Destroys the entire game there. All the possible bans I was thinking of, if they were going to go into the Genji, would be a Greymane or a Jaina here. Those are actually really solid bans against Abathur with that Ultimate Evolution clone. Medivh gets banned out here from the Ducks. They feel like something fishy is going to happen too, and Medivh's one of those heroes that helps out with things being fishy.
I'm going to be so disappointed if they don't go Murky out. Wooby, you promised a long time ago. You have to keep your promise at some point.
You do know if Murky gets picked, I get to talk for like 2 minutes straight, and you can't interrupt.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
no problem.
Right, good.
I already have a coffee set up over here. I told them to bring me a couple of cookies. You have your time, then you can just like go on.
Sit down and enjoy.
Yeah, and I'm just going to be sitting here and like wait for you to be done, and then we can continue.
Gonna give you that top tier analysis, man.
All right.
Well, they're going to need some damage here first. Main tank 2 with Dahaka. Greymane is still up and available.
We have to make a deal. If they pick Gazelle, we both walk away.
Okay.
Okay, so Vala taken and Chen.
Cool.
To be honest, that looks more and more like them just simply going for their McDonald's strategy again.
Ariel's still up and available.
I mean, any kind of double support. If you don't go Oriel, you can. I mean, Oriel is the standard and should be being picked by them.
Sure.
But even if for some reason Oriel wasn't available, you can still supplement that with a Lucio. I'm a bit disappointed here. Don't get me wrong. I like that strategy. I think it's awesome. We saw it for the first time back in the mid-season brawl when they went into it on Sky Temple. We have seen it since then as well. But considering that they just threw out a Carrigan and that they also played with a Rexa, I was actually expecting them to go for something completely wonky again and just saying, okay, we throw something out. But at this point, with the Chen being picked, you basically know what's up. And the Ducks know it too. And they're currently asking themselves, okay, how do we deal with it? So, for everybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, Fnatic is apparently taking this last map a lot more serious. So, at this point, they're using a strategy that they have introduced at the mid-season brawl. The whole thought process is, you have one hero that is split from the team, that's the Haka, it's your global, and then you have a 4-man rotation, or you have a 4-man with a double support with Vala, usually as a damage dealer, and you have Chen. And Chen just soaks the tower shots the entire time on a lane, whereas the rest pushes in completely. As our second support, this time it's not Oriel, it's Morales, so they have also global mobility, which can allow backdooring. So what you do with this basically is you start trading differently. Normally when you think about a Heroes of the Storm game, the main priority for you in the early game is experience. It's the number one thing. Yeah. You want to have a hero on every single lane to gather the experience. With this setup, the Haka sometimes tries to catch 2 lanes, but at least does 1. The rest of the team is willing to sacrifice lane experience on the lane where they are not, and instead try to get the experience back by heavily pushing through structures. If you do that properly, usually you get a slight lead over your opponent, and not once you hit level 10, Fnatic usually transitions over to a boss, tries to grab a boss real quickly, and then heavily pushes with the boss and tries to end the game super early. You can start to have trouble in the late game, and a lot of teams that played against it since, after the strategy was figured out more, have started to not try and defend, but instead just counter push. Try and make sure that they get enough push themselves going so that they can use that. And as we have Abathur on the other hand, that's one of the thought process on the side of Fnatic, where they're saying, hey, they have one less body on the map, we can exploit that even more because the weaker early game that Abathur has is something that we can use with the strat. So Fnatic, for this series, this is the most normal comp that they've used so far in this.
Additionally, they're able to open up the bottom side. They can move in for bosses here because they have the Vala. It is imperative that you run this type of composition that you make sure that your Vala can't get picked off. Thus, the double support that we see there, being able to make sure that she stays alive, can be kited backwards on. And then you have Chen, who's a tank that, unless there's a lot of CC on the opposing side, he's not going to get picked off easily. Let's go ahead and move into it here for game number 3. Will Fnatic's McDonald's composition work out, or will we be moving to a game number 4?
The game is on, it's game number 3, and to the left side, the boy band, the Crack Street Boys with Smexy on Uther. We have Breeze on Chen, Quarknix on Vala. Seeing Shrimpy this time on Morales. And of course, Wooby on Dehaka.
On the right side in the red, the Playing Ducks here, looking for their first victory in this best-of-5 series. We're going to have Chris playing Li Ming, Nande playing Abathur, Wolf Joe playing Rhaegar, Sportbilia on a Nubarak, and finally, Eternal will be your Sonya player.
So for Fnatic, what they're playing here is known as their fast food combo, and the reason is that they played this for the first time when they realized that they were at the boot camp and they wanted to get food, but they realized that the local fast food joint would be closing in a few minutes, and they were still locked in a scrim, so they were trying to end the game as fast as possible and just to push super hard, and that's why they went for it, and all of a sudden they realized that the strategy worked a lot better and had a lot of potential, so they refined it a little bit, and yep, that's how that entire story started. Now we have Sonya dying super early in the game here, and as you can see, Breeze is just going to start moving in with the rest of the team. He's going to soak those tower shots for as long as he can, and especially after level 7, he is going to have that instant shield, which is going to help him a lot. So drain tower ammunition, allow the space for the rest to just push in the structures, and the Ducks are trying to defend, which is not really working out too well. Most of the time what we're seeing instead is teams these days starting to counter pressure.
Yep, the Ducks here are going to be doing their best to clear out the minions as quickly as possible to make it a little bit easier for them to handle that Brazen thing in the front that is just ranking left and right. But with Shwimpy on that Morales, constantly bringing in the energy, it will be a difficult task. Sonya on the side is coming in for a flank. Let's see if she can get in here on the engage. She goes straight for the Vala. Remember, if you break the Vala down here, that's when you can start to slow this composition down to get to 10.
Yeah, but there's the kill against Sportbilia. Tower is down, the second one drained of ammunition. The Haka, in the meantime, rotates between mid and bot lane the entire time and makes sure that he gets the experience here. And over there to the top, we are just seeing structure after structure destroyed. Quacknix is full on hit by a comp. Shrimpy is already low in energy. But it's actually really interesting to think about it, because it didn't even enter my mind that after Oriel has been the staple in the composition, now Morales fulfills basically the same position where you just don't need mana anymore.
Yeah, just need to kite around the energy. As long as you play safe and communicate, you should be fine and good to go. They're going to break down that fort in the top, and the Playing Ducks deciding, all right, we can't quite handle the push coming our way. Let's go ahead and answer back instead in the middle. And it's what you saw from Expert. But they did it much earlier the last time we saw them handle it here from Fnatic.
Exactly, and that's a problem, because the Ducks are now going to start pushing straight for the keep. Sorry, Fnatic starts pushing for the keep, and they are much faster with this push. Also, keep in mind, the 5th hero is the Haka. So the Haka can actually burrow in at some point when there is going to be a big fight. So even if there's going to be an attempt by the Ducks to now move in from the back, there's always the chance that Fnatic turns it into a 5 versus 4, since Abathur just doesn't have a body yet.
And the issue, too, is that the middle fort being taken down from the Playing Ducks is good for experience, but it doesn't help them in terms of a boss play if they want to be able to push on the opposing side. So sure, Fnatic loses out on a fort in the middle side, but they don't mind. That's the weakest fort for them to lose out on.
Exactly. And when it comes to also boss play, let's keep in mind that Fnatic normally with level 10, and they are already at an experience, are the ones to move in and go for an early boss. That's one of the main reasons why they play this. So grenade build is being chosen for Morales. We have Breeze, after we now see the multi-shot hybrid build for Quacknix, now heading on level 4 into the Ring of Fire. And they even give up the tribute. Just don't care.
Grabbing the Giants here to bolster out a push on the top side. We'll continue to move up there with the Giants helping them out. This is forcing Playing Ducks to potentially have to respawn. Fnatic even thinking about a boss play here. But Playing Ducks holding on the bush side will be able to catch Shwimpy by himself. Can Shwimpy get out of this? He dodges out on the dive from the Nubrax. Mexi comes over for the heal. Will give it to him, and they turn around, and they're going to have Haka join in. I can't believe Shwimpy lived there.
Yeah, especially since the boss rooted them. The boss actually helped the Ducks and put the root into the way, and when we were trying to reach him, 2 of them got rooted into the ground. So now there's a double kill, and they still make their boss play. Shwimpy survives against the 4, jukes a little bit, Whoopi moves in, and now they have level 7 talents, which immediately gives us the instant shield on Chen with a boulder flavor, and they go for the boss play, which is of course gonna march straight towards the top keep.
With Giants backing it up too.
Yeah.
I still can't believe Shwimpy lived there. He should not have lived there. Incredible dodge there on the Nubrax dive coming forward. Of course, Mexi with the heads up play coming over to give him the heal. And now, Playing Ducks have to defend a boss push to Giants heading on when their keep wall is already being destroyed.
Exactly. So that boss is going to get the keep, and the question is, when does Fnatic play for core? Oftentimes, again, this entire idea behind the strategy is to end the game early. Get so much pressure that you can end early and don't have to fight the late game. And Fnatic, after 10, usually tries to go for the core, but this could happen even earlier if they get kills here. Even with the death timers as low as they are in this case, they could try and make this work. Eternal is down, and by the way, quick notice here, keep is also gone, so the core is open.
The core is open. Not sure if they can fully make a play here for the core yet. Chris on the side is still alive. Breeze drives forward to be annoying, and Nubrax as well taking damage as Sport Billy would drop down the Impale. The core continues to get sieged here by the boss, but the armor is just enough so far. Finally, Sport Billy will fall.
Yeah, 9.5, and yes, Breeze is being healed here. Rega is down, 2 dead. Abathur doesn't have the body yet. Morales is eliminated. The shield is gone, and the first scratches on the core itself. Fnatic moves in 5 minutes and 20 thus far. Mule is being chosen here too, so they need to finish it, or the core is eventually going to be on full health again. Quacknix is finally down. It could be a defense. It looks good for now.
The Giants?
9 points. The Giants.
The Giants?
Oh, 2.
Will they get it? They get it.
Game. Fnatic takes the game. We're not quite able to beat the record of roll 20 here, but still, that was a pretty short one.
The record was not beaten, but they still get the win over the Playing Ducks with a 3-0, and they do it in style. Gotta love. That's actually our last game here of HGC Europe, and I don't mind it ending like that. That's
a good style to end the game.
Yeah.
Oh, like, that was pretty fantastic. So Fnatic is now 19-0 with their win streak, and that was pretty impressive.
That was pretty darn impressive. So overall, for the second part of the season since the Western Clash, Fnatic was 36-2 the entire time there. Pretty good record there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having that.
What does roll 20 have?
Well, roll 20 since the Western Clash is 21-1.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they're getting there.
they're on their way there. Quite the competition here. Well, let's go ahead and
It's
get
actually a fun
ready
one.
for our interview here. I'm assuming we're going to get Quack, so that means we get at least one more awesome shout-out from him before we go, and it better be good. I'm letting you know early, Quack next. Aw, rip, it's going to be Schwimpy instead. I like Schwimpy. He's cool, though.
Yeah, Shrimpy is also good, but definitely he has to, from a shout-out perspective, he needs to step it up
He needs
a
to
little
pick
bit.
it up here. Let's go ahead and jump over to him. Schwimpy, congratulations on your victory today. Fnatic getting a 3 over the Playing Ducks, and you end it in style, man.
Yeah, it was pretty fast actually. Not quite the roll 20, but
Not quite the
almost,
record.
almost.
You were on your way there. I got to ask you, how'd it feel to play Kerrigan in our pro match again?
I only played it once and I lost. So it feels pretty good to win now. Yeah,
So 50% win rate. There
was
you
fun.
go. Not too bad.
good enough.
Over to Caldor.
Why no Murky? We were hoping for Murky.
We were like Murky used to be good versus Leoric, so we were gonna do it on Sky, but the new Leoric kinda it's too good versus Murky now, so we couldn't do it. Otherwise, yeah, if it was some patches ago, you would have seen a Murky.
Okay, next time then. So how do you guys feel now heading into the BlizzCon? I mean, it was the last series for you. You have a pretty stellar record now with 19-0, pretty massive win streak. And what are now that we also know our playoff teams? What is first of all your thought process heading into BlizzCon right now? Is there anyone again that you guys want to play in particular? And also when we're talking about the playoffs for HGC, who do you think is going to be the third team for Europe to join you guys?
I think we want to play MVP. We want to show them it wasn't a fluke last time. I mean, we kind of showed them in Sweden already, but would be good to beat them on an actual LAN again. So MVP, I'm looking forward to play. And for who qualifies, like who knows? I think Tricked won't make it, but the other three can. Most likely Expert though.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So you think Zealots can make it? What is so strong about them?
They looked kind of weak today, but in scrims they perform really well, and I think Oilk is one of the better ranged assassins in Europe right now, so he has a really huge impact on whatever hero he's on. If they're on point, like it's only like some best of fives, they can easily make an upset happen.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to it. Schwimpy, before I let you go, you have the floor for shoutouts, but you have to sell out well here because you have to live up to Quacknix.
And keep in mind, this is the last shout out of the regular season of HGC in 2017.
Don't screw it up.
I don't even have a monster bottle here. It's a fail fish already. Wait. Shout out to you guys.
On.
Okay, bye.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
What just happened?
Shout out to you guys. Okay, bye. Words that can be quoted here by Schwimpy.
I mean, whatever I expected was
That was not it. Fnatic ends the entire season here doing very well here, getting a victory over the Playing Ducks. 19-0 since their loss against Dignitas, so a solid win overall for them, and they will be seen in BlizzCon. But don't forget, next week is the playoffs. And the playoffs, it's going to be a good one, man. We always talk about it here in Europe. The depth between all of our teams is absolutely wonderful. We have so much skill and talent that it's great to watch these guys play, and now we get to watch them contest and fight. It almost feels bad here. They're almost like gladiators a little bit, fighting for that third slot for the BlizzCon HGC final spot. So let's go ahead and look at the standings here, and you'll get an idea of who will be playing next week.
Yep, so at this point, we're having Team Fnatic and Dignitas, of course. They are the two that are directly qualified. Expert, Tricked, Zealots, and Team Liquid. Those are the teams that are going to be fighting for their third spot, and it is going to be pretty interesting. Team Liquid has announced that they will head into a boot camp, so they're not there yet, but they will practice for the playoffs and make sure that they give it their all. Then we have Team Expert looking extremely strong right now. Zealots, a lot of teams with a lot of praise for them. Tricked Esports here currently on the 4th spot. So yeah, we're gonna in for a really tough playoff match between all of these guys.
That it is, and make sure to tune in next Friday. It'll be 11 a.m. here for the playoffs to begin, and we will watch as our teams fight for the right to grab the third slot there, as they'll be joining, of course, Dignitas and Fnatic, who has the #1 and the #2 seed here for Europe. And of course, North America will follow up afterwards at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
11 a.m. Can sleep in?
We can sleep in a little bit, man.
I was just like, wait a second.
Dodge out in the traffic. Before we go, Josh wants to play one more game here of word association. Remember, the rules are one word comes up and we just talk about it, our thoughts that initially come in. He tries to be a bit nicer. I'll be a little bit meaner. We'll see how it goes. And you two at home can also play. So let's go ahead and start it here, Josh. Let's do this.
I never heard about the I have to be nice part.
I just give you the playoffs.
Gonna be great.
It's gonna be wonderful.
They're gonna be at BlizzCon. No, they're gonna be here.
I think Team Liquid will have a very rough road, but I'm excited to see Zealots and Team Liquid start it off. It's gonna be good.
Starting at 11 a.m. so we can sleep in.
Make sure you tune in and watch it. It will be
That's
great.
a bad one, by the way, to start. Just like saying, it's like
HGC Finals.
We leave it at that.
Fnatic
versus MVP Black.
I hope that will happen. If not, I do not mind seeing Dingtoss do well too.
Also, now after you sold me on it, I want to see Roll20 versus Fnatic.
That would be insane. Right, I would love to see that. All right, next one here. It's going to be...
Okay, you go ahead. Care
Best
Bear.
streamer on Twitch. There you go. That's a
Care
plug.
Bear, the yang to my yin.
Aw, you're so kind. Yeah. Professional driver for
I'm
Caldor. That's the way I look at it. I drive him to work every day.
Yeah.
That way you can be able to cast.
Also, what? The what? The way what? I didn't hear that.
Next work. Give me Caldor, please. Mean German with bald head.
Okay, you just nailed it. I have nothing to add here.
Yeah. Oh, God, I almost said a German word, but...
Go.
No, because I went to go say it, and then I realized, wait, that's one of the cuss words that you taught me. So
Doesn't matter. Go.
No, I'm not going to say it. Donkey. Thank you. God, that was a panic moment and a half. HGC crew, lovely people that come out and help us put on an amazing show.
No lying, okay, except Josh. No.
Except for Josh. No, seriously, these guys come out and they put on an amazing show every single weekend.
Yeah.
I think hearts. I get a heart every time I think about that.
Absolutely amazing. I love it. And a lot of cookies, which don't help me at all.
Pizza mit Banana. Is that German pizza with bananas?
Okay, also ich muss sagen, dass mit der Pizza mit Bananen bin ich mir jetzt nicht ganz sicher, ob das ein deutsches Ding ist. Ich kenne es jetzt nur mit Ananas, aber Bananen werde ich trotzdem mal probieren.
Donkey.
I didn't actually say that, Josh, but anyways.
That's very... When did this become a German broadcast? Best of 2017. I'm still on the horse camp thing.
Boy band video. Like
boy band
now,
video.
now I'm sold on the boy band video. The horse camp was pretty high up there, but the video with all the build-up that we had, that was probably awesome. And casting mid-season Brawl Finals with you was awesome. That series was perfect.
That was the last one, so thank you guys for playing our Ward Association game. A lot of fun here. Hopefully you've enjoyed HGC Europe. Again, we still have more coming your way, but the league season has finished up. Our standings are in the books here, and our teams killed it this season. So congratulations to them. They did wonderful. We'll be back next week with the playoffs. That is it here for HGC Europe. North America is up next.